Welcome to this yoga class for full body flexibility. If you have a yoga strap and yoga blocks, place them next to your mat. They will be helpful in some poses, but they are not required. You can still practice without yoga props. Let's begin this yoga class in child's pose. Bring your big toes together to touch. Knees can stay together or take them wider apart. Walk your hands forward on the mat and release forehead down. Take a few deep breaths here. Notice how you feel in this pose. Enjoy a gentle stretch on the lower back and hips. Breathe deeply in through the nose and out through the nose. With each breath, allow your body to become softer. Relax towards the mat. Now walk your hands to the right and place your left hand on top of the right hand for a bit more side stretch. Keep breathing deeply in and out, focusing more on your left side, expanding the ribs as you inhale and softening the body as you exhale. Bring your hands to the other side, place your right hand on top of the left and stay here for a few more breaths. Breathing deeply into your right side of the body. Bring your hands back to center for one more breath in child's pose. Walk your fingertips far forward to increase the stretch on the spine. Take a big breath in and a full breath out. Come up to your hands and knees into tabletop position. Spread your fingers wide, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. A few rounds of cat and cow. With inhale, lift your tailbone and chest up. With exhale, press the floor by around the spine. Look to your navel. Inhale for cow pose, arch your back, pull your chest up. Exhale for cat, rounding as much as you can. Keep moving with your breath and feel free to add any other movements that come naturally to you. Maybe leaning a bit more back, adding side bends. And slowly come back to neutral tabletop position. Lift your right knee from the mat and circle your hip out. Moving in one direction, make your circles as big as you can to warm up the muscles around the hip. And change direction of your circles. Straighten your right leg parallel to the mat and circle your ankle out in one direction and then a few times in another direction. Release your toes down and press your right heel down towards the mat for calf stretch. You can move back and forth a few times. This should feel really nice if you have tight calves. Bring your right knee back to tabletop position, and we will repeat the same on the other side. Begin to circle your left leg out, moving from the hip joint. And switch direction. Straighten the leg parallel to the mat and roll out your ankle. Let's switch direction after a few circles. Release your toes down and press the heel down, stretching the calf. Come back to tabletop position. Tuck your toes under, push the hips to the heels, and then up to the ceiling for downward facing dog. Paddle out your feet, press the heels down towards the mat one by one. Just warming up the legs here. Then come to stillness in your downward facing dog. And release your knees down to the mat again. With inhale, lift your left arm up, look up. Exhale, thread the arm underneath your right armpit and release your left shoulder and head down. Thread the needle pose. Take a few breaths here. Notice a stretch on the upper back, somewhere around the shoulder blades. Press your right hand down, lift your left arm up again, inhale. Exhale, left hand down to the mat. Same on the other side, inhale, right arm up, look up. Exhale, thread the arm underneath the left armpit and release your right shoulder down. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. With your next inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky. Exhale, release your hand down to the mat. Lay down to your belly. For a few Cobra waves, point your feet, press the tops of the feet pubic bone into the mat. Place your hands a little wider than the mat. You can keep your palms down or come to your fingertips. With inhale, lift your chest and head up. Exhale, release forehead to the mat. With inhale, lift. With exhale, release down. Keep moving with the breath and come up only as high as it feels good on your back. One more time, inhale, come up. And exhale, release your forehead down. Place your hands next to your chest. Tuck your toes under, press yourself into hands and knees. Push the hips to the heels and then up to the sky, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths in stillness here. Press the floor away, lift your sit bones high. Knees can stay bent to start and heels don't have to touch the floor. One more breath in and full breath out. Look between your hands and walk your feet forward to the top of the mat. Keep your feet around hip distance apart. Bend the knees. Bring your belly to the sides. Hold the opposite elbows. Let your upper body hang heavy here. Shoulders, neck, head, everything is relaxed. You can sway side to side, back and forth a few times. Take a big breath through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. For a twist, release your right hand down underneath your face, fingertips on the mat or hand on the block. Keep your right knee bent, straighten your left leg and reach your left arm up to the sky. Inhale, rotate your chest more up to the ceiling. Exhale, left hand down, switch sides. Bend your left knee, straighten your right leg and reach your right arm up to the sky. Inhale, pull your upper shoulder back, rotate your chest up to the ceiling. Exhale, right hand down to the mat. Bend your knees a bit more and slowly roll yourself up to standing, vertebra by vertebra, and head comes last. Take your time. Then find your mountain pose with feet together or hip distance apart. Lift your arms up, hold your right wrist with your left fingers. With inhale, create more length in the spine, reach up. Exhale, side bend to the left. Look up to the ceiling from underneath your right armpit. Come back to center, switch the grip. With inhale, lengthen the body, and with exhale, lean to the right, side bend. Come back to center, release your arms. Roll your shoulders back a few times. And for shoulder stretch, interlace fingers behind your back. Pull your hands away from you, lift your chest, lift your gaze up, and breathe here deeply into your chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, keep pulling the hands away to increase the stretch. One more breath in, lift the chest. And exhale, release. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Bring your palms together, look up. Exhale, fall down from the hips, forward bend. Step your right foot back, release your knee and top of the foot down, follow lunge. Front knees bent above the ankle, reach your arms up to the sky. Lift your lower belly up, lengthen the tailbone down to keep the lower back long, and gently push the hips down towards the mat. Feel the stretch on the front of your right thigh. Inhale, lift your chest higher, lean slightly back. Exhale, release your hands down, framing your front foot. Your back knee can stay down for a twist or lift it up. Reach your left arm up to the sky, twisted lunge. You can use a yoga block under your bottom hand here if you feel like you need more space. Keep pressing down through your bottom hand so you don't sink into your right shoulder. Take one more breath here. And release your left hand down. Bring your right foot forward to the top of the mat to switch sides. Step your left foot back, release the knee down. Bend your front knee above the ankle and reach your arms up to the sky. If you feel like this pose is a little hard for the balance, think of pressing down through your front foot and back shin to stay a bit more stable here. With inhale, lift your chest a bit higher, lean back. Exhale, release your hands down. And for a twist again, keep your back knee down or lift it up and reach your right arm up to the sky. Inhale And exhale, right hand down to the mat. Step your left foot forward next to your right. And slowly come up to standing. Place your hands to the hips. Step your right foot back. Feet stay around hip distance apart. And hips and chest are facing forward to the front of the mat. With inhale, lift your chest a bit higher. Create length in the upper body. Exhale, bend forward from the hips. Keep your back straight as much as you can. Pyramid pose. Check that your hips are staying squared to the top of the mat. There is a tendency here for the hips to shift. To avoid it, think about pulling your right hip forward and left hip back. Keep your left leg straight and strong. Quads engaged. With your next breath, lift your upper body up. Step your right foot forward, left foot back to switch sides. Feet around hip distance as if you're standing on two rails. With inhale, create more length in the upper body. With exhale, fold forward to your front leg. Make sure the hips are staying square. If you notice that they are shifting, pull your right hip back and left hip forward. Feel the stretch on the back of your front leg. Take one more breath. And come up to standing. Bring your feet together and take them out wide. Feet parallel to each other, heels in one line, hands still on the hips. With inhale, lift your chest up, lean slightly back. Exhale, fall down, wide-legged forward bend. Release your hands, fingertips down to the mat or to your yoga blocks. Keep weight in your feet. Upper body is relaxed and hands heavy. The crown of the head heavy towards the mat. Take a breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Press down through the feet, slowly come up to standing. Turn your right foot out so the toes point to the top of the mat. Bend the knee above the ankle and reach your arms out in line with the shoulders for warrior two. Make sure your front knee is facing forward over your toes and not falling in. Release your right forearm to the side and sweep your left arm in front of you and over the head. Side angle pose. Come back to warrior two, straighten your right leg for triangle pose. You can step your back foot a little closer for more stability. Reach forward with your right hand and then release this hand down to the shin as you lift your left arm up to the sky. Try to look up. If that's not comfortable on the neck, you can look forward or down. And you can also use a block here under your bottom hand. Slowly come up to standing, and we will switch sides. Turn your left foot out, toes pointing to the short edge of the mat. Right foot parallel to the short edge of the mat. Left knee bent above the ankle or slightly behind. Extend your arms out in line with the shoulders. Release your left forearm to the side and sweep your right arm over the head, side angle. Keep pressing down through your left forearm to avoid sinking into your left shoulder. One more breath here. Come up to warrior two, straighten your front leg. Step your back foot closer if you need to. Reach forward with your left hand and release it down to the block or to the shin. Right arm reaches up to the sky, triangle pose. Gaze up, forward or down. Notice where you feel the stretch in this pose. So usually on the hamstrings and inner thighs, groin. Slowly come up to standing. Bring your feet together at the top of your mat in mountain pose. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up, look up. Exhale, forward bend. Step your right foot back and heel toe your left foot to the outer edge of the mat, so that your hands are on the inside of your front foot. Release your back knee down, untuck the toes, and for lizard pose you have many variations here. You can stay up on your hands or fingertips. Place hands to the blocks if you feel like you need even more space. Or release your forearms down to the blocks or to the mat. Take a moment here to find the position that gives you a good stretch around the hips. The stretch that's comfortable, around 7 out of 10 intensity. And then focus on your breath here. Taking deep, slow breaths to let your body and nervous system know that you're in a safe space, that this pose is not dangerous to you at all, and the body can soften, the muscles can relax, and let you go deeper into stretch. Slowly make your way out of this pose and switch sides. Step your right foot forward to the outer edge of the mat. Left foot steps back, lower the knee down, untuck the toes. And find your position on this side. Stay up on your hands, blocks, lower the forearms down. Find what feels right on this side, whether it's the same or a little different than the other side. Hips are heavy, sinking down towards the mat. Breathe deeply in, slowly out. One more big breath here. And make your way from lizard to yoga squat. Bring your left foot forward, feet around hip distance apart, toes turned out slightly, and bend the knees, sitting into deep squat. Bring your palms together in front of your chest. Gently push the knees out with your elbows. If your heels are lifted, try sitting up on a yoga block to take the tension away from the ankles. And same here, keep pushing the knees out with the elbows, lifting the chest up towards the thumbs, lengthening the spine from the lower back up to the crown of the head. And release your squat, bring your hands down to the mat and step your feet back into downward facing dog. Take a breath here, push your sit bones up to the ceiling, heels down towards the mat. Then roll forward into plank and lower down to your belly. Place your forearms down parallel to each other, elbows underneath the shoulders. Press the tops of the feet, pubic bone and forearms into the mat as you lift your chest up between your upper arms. Sphinx pose. Keep the back of the neck long, looking forward or even slightly down to the top of the mat. Pull your chest forward, squeeze the shoulder blades together. One more big breath in and out. Release your forehead down and take your right arm out to the side. Elbow is still bent, so you keep this 90-degree angle in your arm. Then roll over to the right side until you feel the stretch on the front of your right shoulder and chest. Take a few breaths here. And you can always readjust and find a better angle for your arm if you need to. Slowly come back to center and switch to the other side. Place your left arm in around 90-degree angle and roll over to your left side to find the stretch. And stay there for a few breaths. Come back to center and then roll to your right side. Straighten your right arm out in front of you. Place your left hand on top of the right and bend the knees. We are going into spinal twist here. Open your left arm out. Scoop the shoulder blades around, trying to bring both of your shoulders down, but if your left shoulder is a little lifted, that's not a big deal. Gaze up or to your left hand. This should feel really nice on the back. Slowly bring your knees up and roll over to your left side. Extend your arms in front of you, right hand on top of the left. And then, like a book, open your right arm out and to the right. Scoop around to find the comfortable position for your upper body. And breathe there in your spinal twist. Slowly bring your knees up, lay down on the back. Place your feet around hip distance apart for bridge. Arms alongside the body. Lift your hips up and just stay here, or for a bit more shoulder stretch. Interlace fingers behind the back on the mat. Keep pressing down through your feet, shoulders. Lifting your hips and chest up. One more breath in. And as you breathe out, release your hands, roll your spine down. Straighten your right leg on the mat. Draw your left knee to the chest. And this is where you might need a yoga strap. Place it around your left foot and straighten the leg up. If you don't have a strap, just hold your leg behind the thigh or ankle. Gently pull your leg towards you. Imagine you're pressing up through your left heel. Foot is flexed. A really nice stretch for the hamstrings. Release your left leg down to the mat, draw your right knee in towards the chest, and then place strap around your foot or hold behind your thigh as you straighten the leg. Press your heel up, pull your toes towards you, flexing the foot, and breathe here. Gently pulling your leg towards you to increase the stretch. Release your right leg, put your strap away, and for our final pose, bring the soles of the feet together, open the knees, find comfortable position for your hands on the belly, on the thighs, alongside the body. Reclined butterfly or bound angle pose. Close your eyes. Allow your whole body to relax. Soften your face, area between the eyebrows, jaw. Relax your shoulders, arms, hands and fingers. Let your hips relax and knees open wider. The whole body is still, only the breath moving in and out. Belly rising on the inhale and falling on the exhale. Place your hands on the outside of your thighs and bring your knees together. Straighten your legs, reach your arms overhead for one more stretch. Interlace your fingers, point your feet. With inhale, stretch into opposite directions. And exhale, release. Bend your knees, roll over to the side, and slowly come up into cross-legged seat. Let's finish this class with one more big breath together. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, bring your palms together to your heart. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.